hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma.
And just like that, Masters of None, episode 255. For some reason, 255, like the number, like stands out in my head. I don't know what it means. I feel like I feel this way a lot about a lot of episodes. Like I say to myself, "Oh man, 316." I don't know why, but that feels like that number like represents something in my mind. But 255 feels special to me. So thank you for being here with us, everybody who's here with us in the chat, and for the people who listen to us later. Thank you for coming back and listening to us. We got a lot of things to talk about. I feel like the news lately has been so politically driven. Can we go back to talk about like Diddy stories? Like everything in the news is just politics. It's not just like Iran getting bombed. It's also like relationships within the government that are like on display. Since we last spoke, Trump and Elon, you know, they became like sworn enemies for a week and then made up overnight.
Facts. Which that to me is a funny political story, but like with all the war and stuff, like maybe we should avoid at least the impending World War III.
Yeah.
Let's sit that one out.
You know, it's crazy because these wars, we talked about this when I think, is that my phone? We talked about this during the Ukraine that's still ongoing during the Ukraine situation where, you know, these wars are fought by the people, but like ordered by the politicians. It's like, I'm sure it's, you know, it's the same thing going on with Iran and
go ahead.
Israel.
Yes, you got it.
I'm sure that's the same thing that's going. You know, these are like the governments are at war, but like people are dying.
Yeah, and you know, doing these sneak attacks that like kind of just happen. You know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, this major world power bombed this other country. Like,
did anybody see that coming? Was that like on somebody's watch list? Is that somebody's bingo card?
I think it's on somebody's. Just, you know, all the people that need to be watching that shit that I don't really give a shit about.
Did they know like was this something like, you know, it's like, well, we kind of knew this was going to happen, you know, like eventually, or were people shocked? I was shocked, but I don't know anything about foreign politics.
I think the Middle East is kind of like the projects in a way that just people are too close to each other. Everyone's on top of each other. These countries are piled on top of each other. Yeah. And I feel like when that happens, there's just going to be nonstop beef and people just being irritated. Everyone's irritable.
Did you know what it is to develop a city and an infrastructure, and then from one day to another, a country just comes in and completely decimates it?
Yeah.
Like all the buildings or many of the buildings, something becomes like inhabitable.
Yep.
There's still a lot of sections of like Eastern Europe that like nobody, like these war-torn areas that like they just abandoned them. These like small cities where they're just like, well, nobody really lives over there unless like you're absolutely dirt poor.
Yeah, it's too crazy to bring it back. It's like, you know, it's like just condemn this area. We're just going to leave. There's no reason in rebuilding it. Just leave it.
The craziest part to me about the whole Israel and Iran situation is everybody keeps saying that Israel doesn't even have like the bombs they need. Like they need like the bunker busters, and they don't even have that. So like, why even start? It feels kind of premature of them to start this, right?
Well, I don't know, but they could just have their beef over there, and
I just hope we don't get involved.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be over here. Have your beef. I'm gonna have my pollo campero over here.
Yeah,
go do your thing.
Yeah, you guys argue about what you got to argue about, and I guess calls when it's over.
Yeah, facts. It's like you said. I just hope we don't join it. But so what else is going on, man? How was your weekend?
My weekend was swell. What did I do this week? Father's Day weekend.
That's right.
I didn't really do much. We played 45 rounds of golf. So for the people who are unaware, we should have posted somewhere on our social media.
We should have.
Justin, myself, and another one of our friends have embarked on this golf journey.
Yes. journey for sure.
And if you want to follow my golf journey, you could add me on 18 birdies. And I think if you're my friend, you could probably see my score. You could probably see, and Justin's on there too, so you'll see Justin's scores. This is our second week consecutively going. And I'll tell you, it's a lot more difficult than it looks online or on TV. And it's a lot more time consuming as well. We were out there on Father's Day. We started at 7 a.m. We had a 7 a.m. tee time. Dude, we were out there till like 11.
Yeah, for sure. It was because we did the 9 and we did the 18, but it was a good time. It is a hard sport, dude.
Not easy.
It is a hard sport, and it's a frustrating sport. It's a frustrating sport because it's so hard to remain consistent in golf. You might have the best shot of your life. Next hole, you're dog shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard to keep doing the same thing. Even when I hit a good shot, man, I don't really know. I think I know what made that shot good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But we had it. That was my weekend. And then after that, I had a Korean fried chicken.
Oof.
There's a new Korean fried chicken spot over here.
Nice. Korean fried chicken. That's some bomb shit. So for Father's Day, RIP, Dad. Happy Father's Day up in heaven. We celebrated you. But yeah, that was it. That and the
Saturday we watched
golf.
the fights.
Yeah, Saturday we watched the fights. And yeah, the golf was good though. To watch the fights, we had a 7 a.m. tee time, bro.
And keep in mind, the night before we watched the fights, and it weren't over. It's like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I drank more seltzer water than anything else, just in preparation. But yeah, so you got that.
I needed an IV when I left that place.
Yeah, legit, right? Mm-hmm. After you left, the golf place?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I walked 16,000 steps that morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Did you track your steps, really?
Yeah. 16K, that's what I did.
And mind you, we didn't just play, we walked it. We didn't have a golf cart. We walked both rounds.
Yeah.
Just walked it.
And for the people who never golfed before, I'll let you know. I'll be the first one to say it. It's a lot of fucking walking.
Yeah.
If you don't got a cart, and you got to carry your clubs.
Yeah. That's it. Berto's caddy called out sick.
Yeah, but you put that nerve on Father's Day of all days.
I know. And it was so fucking packed. We had people like in front of us, people behind us, and I'm like, damn, man, these people start to put the pressure on you.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that I never knew was a thing. But when you're playing golf, like they put you out in like 15-minute clips, and if you don't keep the pace of the guy in front of you and behind you, you'll either be pushing up on the guy in front of you or being pushed up on by the guy behind you. So it's like this. Not only is there this like skill like level difficulty, but there's also the pressure of other guys on your fucking back the whole time, like kind of pushing you to keep playing.
Yeah, it's annoying, to be honest. And then a little dickhead comes pulling up on the golf cart with a little flag, and he starts telling you that you need to go faster. He said, we got a busy day. It's a beautiful day out, holiday. Need you guys to push the pace. All right? Maybe you guys might want to play best ball.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, go away, dude.
Spaz says they usually don't charge for those golf carts. Just ask. Bet you didn't even ask. That's not true.
I hope you're trolling, because they absolutely cost more than it costs to play.
Yeah, which is crazy. You got to pay. Each person has to pay. You can't just rent the golf cart. It's $40 for one person or $40 for two people.
Yeah.
So, and it's only $20 to golf. So, yeah, it's double the price to have a golf cart.
Yeah, and that's a very, that's 9 holes on a very affordable golf course. It's not every golf course. That's one place that we play sometimes. So, yeah, but it was good. Overall, I had a good day. We got paired with, because there were only 3 of us, so they put a 4th guy on with us, and which was cool. He happened to be a cool guy. He was nice. Cool. Yeah, he got a little upset with himself a couple times, and I tried not to laugh, dude. When he was this big dude, he was older, but he was yoked.
Yeah.
He was yoked, and he was older. He was like one of them, he looked like Kurt Angle, one of them bald big white guys that's just yoked,
Yep.
And he was playing well. He had a hell of a drive. Dude was hitting the shit out of the ball. He had calves like tree trunks, yo. When he was putting, and when you like move your feet like to like set your feet to putt, dude, this guy's calves looked like they were like plow, plow, plow.
Excellent cast. If I didn't see the rebound on him, I would have thought they were implants.
Exactly. If you couldn't see the striations, right? But so he was doing well, and then he says he wants to repeat. He ends up hitting a drive that wasn't the best on the last hole. So he's like, you guys mind if I take another one? Like, no, of course not. You think I give a shit? I don't care. So he takes another one, and it's way worse. Like, flies off into the trees and shit. Guy's like, you suck. You suck. You fucking suck. Like, yeah, he had that roid rage self-talk.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I said to myself as he was yelling at himself, I said, holy shit, this guy definitely fucking kicks the dog.
Yeah.
I said, I feel bad for whatever fucking golden doodle your wife bought that gets abused by you.
Yo, there's at least one Optimum remote in the drywall.
Oh,
like,
dude,
behind drywall.
Cool fucking guy, though. Gave me a bunch of tips.
Super nice guy, man. But it was just because sometimes you think you're the only one that gets that frustrated, especially playing something like golf. Sometimes it gets me so mad, but it helps me with like my emotional control and my discipline because it's like a classy game.
Yeah.
So you kind of can't start throwing clubs and shit. I mean, of course you could, but you're like, no, that's like, you look crazy. Everybody looks at you like you're crazy if you do that.
There was many times during Sunday morning where I wanted nothing more than to fold that club over my knee, dude, and just fucking bend it, dude, because I'm like, all right, that last one was so nice. I hit such a nice little chip. I'm just gonna do that again. I'll just do that one more time. I just did it. Should be easy.
Yeah.
Dude, I walked in that place with 2 golf balls.
Yeah.
There was a point where just by looking for my golf balls, I had found more golf balls. There was a point in the day I had like 7 in my pocket.
Yeah.
I walked out with 1. And it wasn't one of the ones I walked in there with.
Yeah.
It was a completely different ball. So, needless to say,
what I keep saying,
difficult.
It was a Sunday. So what did I keep saying to you?
I don't know what you said.
When you kept finding golf balls and then losing golf balls.
Oh yeah, God giveth, God taketh away. Yeah. Spaz says they usually don't charge for those golf carts. Oh no. He says must be some New York State tax y'all don't even know about. You're getting slammed with. Twist says I have 3 sets of clubs and never played before in my life. You got 3 sets of clubs?
Damn, we out here buying clubs and
I just
shit.
bought a set of clubs. Why didn't you tell me you had a set of clubs? That's crazy. Either I've been lucky the few times I've been to the course, or I've just been stealing cards this whole time. Spaz, talk to me, man. How's your golf game?
Yeah, man. Talk to us, bro.
We're looking for a 4th. What's up?
Yeah. So I did want to. How long we been on already? We've been on for a half hour. No, 15 minutes because we were late. But I wanted to talk about this topic, right? Oh, hang on. First of all, before we go any further, I know we got caught up in that story in our golf thing, but we just want to let you guys know tonight's episode, quick ad read. Tonight's episode is brought to you by, pull this up real quick. Is brought to you by right here by Golden Touch Long Island. So this right here is a massage therapist. I'm telling you, I've gone to her before. Incredible. I'm putting Berto on. Berto's gonna go there too.
I'm next,
after training, whatever it is. If you got a weekend or something, you got a sports injury, whatever it is, you guys need to go and check her out. Her name's Nicole. She'll hook you up. Trust me. The location is right on the screen. The phone number is on the screen. And guess what? If you mention the Masters of None podcast, say that we sent you, get 10% off a treatment.
Bam, just like that.
10% off a treatment. You guys can also, if you're, there's different professions. She offers discounts for teachers, discounts for nurses, discounts for, different people depending on what your profession is. You just let her know what it is, and she appreciates the community and she wants to help people out. So she's going to hook you up, and believe me, you're going to walk out of there feeling like a new person. If you do any kind of physical activity, if you do jujitsu, if you work out at all, if you have a stressful day, if you sit down at work a lot, telling you, I had sciatica, worked it out. worked it out. So make sure you guys go and check her out. Make sure that you mention us. And we'll have her information also. We'll link the Instagram down in the description after when we post the video. And thank you guys so much. And Berto's going to go there and you're going to give a review.
100%. I'm
We'll go check it out.
Let you guys know. I might be taller when I leave there.
Yeah. All right. So from there, I wanted to move into this story that I had called this. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm a music producer. Also, I make beats. I do a lot of hip hop, do soul beats. That's
No
kind
big
of
deal.
Yeah, no big deal. But that's something that I love to do. I've been doing it forever. I've been doing it for more than half my life. So that's something that's like really dear to me. Given I don't have any platinum records, I don't have any, but just the concept of making it, the creative process of doing it, I love it. So with that said, when that gets infringed upon, or that that sacred concept gets infiltrated by whatever it is, name it, crooked music companies, record labels that want to steal from artists, whatever, artists that steal beats, producers that steal samples, all that kind of stuff. There's a story that hit because a while back, Timbaland, if you know Timbaland, the legend, Timbaland is a legend in the game. He's one of the most prolific producers of our time, one of the greatest ever. A while back, I'd say, I don't know exactly how long, but probably about a year at least, I think, he partnered with a company called Suno. Are you familiar with Suno?
No.
It's an AI company that creates music
Okay.
based on prompts, right? Now, as we know, similar to how ChatGPT works, the machine doesn't really think. It retrieves information from all sources that already exist, right? So how do you think AI would make music? Referencing work that already exists, and learning from that. So that was a red flag to me that Timbaland partnered with Suno, because I said, this is a problem because, now you have a major producer that's supporting this, that's involved now and has access to a lot of stuff. And this is bad because what it's going to do is it's going to make people think, it's going to make people stop learning how to create music and instead learning how to prompt, right? So that was my concern. I'm like, this is crazy. And I don't like that Timbaland is doing this. This is shady. Timbaland also has a live stream that he does every week. I think a couple days a week. He does a live stream where he takes music submissions from aspiring artists, producers. They send his songs. Now, they're not playing their music through their speakers into the microphone. They're sending their music via email to him, and you have to pay him to do it, right? It's a nominal fee. I think it's like $20, $50, something like that. Okay. You send him money, you send him the songs, and then he plays the songs on his stream and reacts to them. He also has like a couple of his boys that are in there too, like remotely. And they kind of just talk about it. If it's fire, he's like, oh, this is fire, whatever. He had a couple contests with cash prizes, all this stuff. Once he partners with Suno, a big red flag goes off for me because I'm like, oh, now this guy has access to all this unreleased music that's being sent to him via email, high quality records. He's going to take them and start feeding them to Suno. He's the conduit now. He's the middleman to Suno. So now if you're an artist with all this influence, you're a producer with all this influence, of course you can get people that want to get on that grew up on your music. The people that are sending him music are people that grew up on his music. Yeah. Right?
For sure.
So Timbaland's a hero. To me included, Timbaland is a hero. I've watched that stream a bunch of times and tried to submit music, and I was late. Every time I tried to get in, the submissions were closed. So I even tried to submit music to him. So with all that said, just to give you a little idea of the way, kind of what Suno is about. This is a video. This is an interview that the CEO did a few months back that I think I even mentioned it on his podcast. So this is his take on music, right? We'll start there.
You're really good at an instrument or really good at a piece of production software. I think the majority of people don't enjoy the majority of the time they spend making music.
Do you not think that's like running? It is hard to run. It is painful to run. You don't particularly enjoy it, but you love running and you get good at it and you get better at it and you speak to the runners and they love running.
Most people drop out of that pursuit because it was hard. I think that the people...
So this guy thinks that music is too hard and everybody deserves to make music, You shouldn't have to learn to play an instrument. You shouldn't have to learn music production software. Now, I'm not just salty because thinking people get to skip all the years I had to spend learning how to do this. I don't care about that. I don't want a major producer having access to unreleased music and being directly connected to this AI company. So I called this, I put it on the story months ago that this is crazy that he's going to steal everybody's music. I've been in the comments of stuff. I mentioned him in the comments. Like, you're stealing these people's music and you're feeding it to Suno. I know you are. Of course you are. You know? So then this right here is a video that he put up that ended up going pretty much viral because it's a dope ass beat. He made it with what he calls Baby Timbo, which is his AI kind of sub persona under Suno.
Okay.
Right? I think it's, where'd we put this? 1 or 2? Right? Yeah, rip. That shit's hard, right?
Yeah, super hard.
Shit is hard as hell. So he has this, people are going crazy over it. Ghostface and shit like that allegedly is trying to get on it. So he releases this, it makes the rounds or whatever. It just so happens that because I make beats and I post my beats online and I do beat videos and shit like that on Instagram, I happen to know of a lot of producers on Instagram. I know a bunch of them. Dudes that post MPC videos like I do, and dudes that really are in this producer shit, really trying to do it online. High quality posts, right?
Are you going to say what I think you're going to say?
I'm going to show you what you think I'm going to say. There's a guy I follow by the name of K Fresh. Cuddy Fresh Music. K Fresh Music is his name on Instagram. Dude is nice. Nice on the MPC. He's been nice forever. Like, he's got some credits from early on, like with artists that are big artists, but you know, I don't know if he's still doing that. I just know he's nice. Dude is nice. And he's got an enormous catalog on his Instagram, enormous catalog online. So, and he makes MPC beats and stuff. So this is a post that he put up that I liked. I think I even commented on this post. Ready?
This is before the Timbaland one?
Yep.
Did he submit this to Timbaland?
No.
Okay, so the AI just found this online.
Yeah, or he fed it to it through, because Timbaland also has a video where he's duetting that, listening to that beat, but through a chick's page. There was a girl that was like sitting duetting his beat.
Oh, so there's a video proving that Timbaland knew this existed before he said that he created a version of it.
Prior.
Yeah, damn.
It even has his beat tag in it. That he puts in there. It's like his name chopped up.
Oh, that's his beat tag?
Yeah, and then it's something at the end that he says. Like, so, and Timbaland didn't tag him. Timbaland didn't reach out to him. It's not like this is some kind of homage.
Yeah. Huh.
This is him stealing the beat.
But all right, but this isn't AI's fault, right? This is
Timbaland.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But this is what I was saying AI is going to be used for, especially by him in particular.
If he wanted to use that AI appropriately, he just recreated some new shit. He didn't, like, what he did was way more what do they call it?
Like sinister almost.
It's way more plagiarist.
Yeah.
That's not even like an interpolation. That's like the same shit.
Yeah, he stole it. Like,
I'll play the similar one.
Oh, it's, you hear that lick? See, but he's doing all this shit. Like, Suno just dropped the drums, and you know, I wish I could restart it. but it'll loop again. Yeah. Come on, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy as hell. And then Timbaland, after Timbaland caught backlash, he's like, oh, well, I was going to reach out to him. Like, Ghostface hit me up that he wants to beat. And I was going to talk to him about it, see if we could, work something out. Get out of here, bro. I don't believe you at all for a minute.
Damn, I didn't think this is where you were going to go with this. I thought you were going to talk about AI created beats and tell me how you hate them.
No.
Okay, I had a whole entire
Rebuttal planned?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's smirking over there.
Because I was ready, and then now you're just talking about thievery.
Yeah, he's just
This is pirate. He's a pirate.
yeah. He's stealing, and he still hasn't really bigged him up. It's like
It's crazy because if for somebody, and this, I feel like this happens a lot in like the music industry or in artistic industries where people who have great success will take advantage of the individuals who are up and coming and don't have the eyes that they have by recreating something that they did and just having the exposure to a larger audience. Therefore, people believing that they were the ones that creating it. They like he just Thomas Edison him. That guy was Tesla, and this guy and Tim was Thomas Edison.
or that guy was Vladimir.
Is that the third dude?
Yeah, there was like a Prieto apparently.
Oh no way.
Yeah, bro.
And he had fucking he had the
He
switch.
like
and everything.
he like made this shit, and they were just like, yo, this is cool, bro. Yo, we want something to eat. You want to go grab us something, yo? Yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Bro, he stole that shit from a black dude, bro. I'm telling you, yo, look at it. Look at it, bro.
That's wild.
Yo, it's wild,
I
bro.
didn't know
There's
that
so
shit.
many stories like that. It's not just
Wait, who
baselines.
stole it
It's
first?
not just baselines that get stolen.
Tesla stole it from him, and then Edison stole it from Tesla.
I'm pretty sure Vladimir, I think Vladimir was like the like El Guy with
Damn,
fucking
the OG
with like the light bulb. I think it was.
the OG lightsmith.
Yeah, bro.
Damn. Can you imagine creating the light bulb? And then because do you feel that there's like some level of being conflicted? Are we moving on from Timbaland? Because we're gonna get deep into this.
No, I think we could move on
Timbaland's
from
a
him
thief.
because there's nothing else really that I have to say about him other than I lost so much respect, and I think that all of his greatest records now have an asterisk next to them. If you ask me, there's an asterisk next to every record because he worked with other producers like Danger and shit like that, and I think he's a lot like a lot of the records that people give Dr. Dre 100% credit for producing, and really it was like Scott Storch did the whole fucking record, and there were certain people that made his hottest beats. It's just he, kind of executive produced it, probably told him to do certain stuff, things like that.
Yeah.
So I just think there's an asterisk now for Timbaland. I don't believe you. If you're jumping over to this AI thing when it works purely off of studying, replicating, and breaking apart copyrighted works, then there's something lacking in your character as a creative.
Yeah, because this is an artistic field. It's Scott Storch did Dre Day, right?
Yeah, he did, bro. He did come on. He did almost all of those beats on like the later Dr. Dre shit, on the Chronic and shit. He did like all them fire beats that you
I
think
didn't know
it
that
is.
till later on in my life. I always thought that those were Dre shits until I watched an interview with Scott Storch, and he was like, "Oh, this is how I did that. Dun, 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 dun. This is how I did Still Dre." And I was like, "You did that?"
Yep. He did Still Dre. He did a lot of shit. So let's see. I'm going to read real
Wait,
quick.
you would have to call into Justin's because he's the one that is.
What, he wants to call in? Yo, tell him to
He
call
texted
in.
me, but he had to call into you.
Call in, bro. And then we can add him to the Bluetooth, right? Mm-hmm. All right. But is he going to talk about Vladimir, or are you going to talk about Timbo being a thief?
You call if you're gonna call in, you got to talk about Vladimir. But what I was gonna say is, can you imagine being the guy who invented the light bulb? Because I'm sure there's some conflict there where you don't want to get drowned either, right? Because they were drowning witches back then.
Hold up. He's calling me right now.
Oh.
What we got to do?
I'll do it.
Yo.
Damn, I gotta fucking. You stepped on my
Yo,
punchline.
what's up, bro? Oh, I did. I'm
No,
sorry.
he did by calling.
Oh, shit.
Well, you did too by even
By answering?
by talking about it. I had a great joke.
He said he said you stepped on his punchline by calling, bro. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Timbaland? Yeah, good, bro. So let's Let's go. This guy's about to connect you via Bluetooth. Is he in? Yeah. You on, Twiz? You can hear me? You're live right now.
All right, nice. I can hear you.
All right, cool. So, so what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Latimer, getting some of his shit stolen and shit, or you want to talk about Timbaland stealing people's beats?
Well, the topic is thievery. We should probably start from the top. And,
Welcome back, Twiz.
like I was saying, like even with the whole AI thing, and with the whole AI thing, like even with Timbaland, like a lot of these guys have to do things to try to stay on top, and a lot of people don't really recognize how fast the industry is moving. Everybody has a chance for exposure. It's not like back in the day when you could be popping in your town, excuse me, and nobody wouldn't catch on to you for another 10 years. We have SoundCloud. We have all these other different type of DSPs where you could sign up in 10 minutes, pay $10 or $50 for the year, and put out whatever it is you want. People can discover that, but I think some of the people who don't necessarily have the connection to it will go and either find something or emulate something or hear something and be inspired by it, albeit AI or however, put it out there, and people are going to call you out on it every single time. You got to remember, we live in 2020. Cancel culture has been around for a while. People are waiting for you to do something stupid like that. You know what I mean? They're absolutely waiting. So for him to do something like that, I think is absolutely deplorable. And as a legend in the game and somebody that's influenced a lot of people, yourself, myself included, he definitely should dot his I's and cross his T's before making a move or a play like that.
Yeah, man.
Honestly.
Well, I agree, and we appreciate you for calling in, Twiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I love you boys. I miss y'all, man.
Yeah,
if
man.
you can see what I'm doing right now with my hands, you guys would be crying right now.
That's gross. What are you doing?
What are you doing with your hands right now, Twiz? You want to tell us?
Is he talking about this?
I'm
He
taking-
can't see us. He can only hear us. So
Should we
me
put
and
this behind the Patreon?
Yeah.
Should we put this?
No. I can see you guys. You can't see me.
No, you're delayed. And I'm glad you said that you can see us, because now I'm not going to make any gestures at Justin. Poking fun. But yeah.
Yo, Twiz, check me out, bro.
I do. I was going to show you the show. I was going to tell you to
Come
show
on,
us
Twiz, check me out, bro.
I do agree. I agree with Twiz. I think we're all on the same page.
Yo, baby. Okay.
I think we're all on the same page when it comes to Timbaland being a piece of shit.
Yeah, you can't.
Gotcha.
Lost a lot of my respect, bro. Shit was whack. I was
You can't take
expecting
the
it.
soul out of music.
I knew he was gonna do it, bro, and that's what I said. I said he's gonna feed all these records, all independent artist music that's unreleased, gonna dump it into Suno, to that weasel of a CEO they have over there. That's like, people don't enjoy making music. The beginning of that video, because it started a couple seconds in, the beginning of the video, he straight up says, people do not enjoy the majority of the time they spend making music. It takes too long to learn. You have to learn an instrument. You have to learn an electronic, like a DAW. It takes way too long. Nobody wants to do that. Speak for yourself, you bozo.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah,
that
look,
was a.
You know what I want to say?
He has a sex doll, I bet. Go ahead.
What I want to say is like, but when somebody's saying that, it's kind of why a lot of things are falling apart. Everybody can't be a world-class athlete. Everybody can't be Michael Jordan. You know what is the difference between Michael Jordan and me? Michael Jordan decided to pick up a basketball and persevere. I said, I'm 5'6". I can't dunk. I'm not doing this. Everybody's not meant to be everything. So trying to create a shortcut to help people achieve something is great, but you have to remember that music comes from oppression, comes from spirit, comes from soul, comes from a lot of things, you know?
Yo, I hear you, bro. Yo, this guy. Berto wants to take out a tape measure.
Yeah, no way you're 5'6", but I do agree with you.
Yo, listen, bro. Listen, don't get me started, man.
Don't hype Twiz up, man. He called us in. This is one step closer to him coming back to produce the show. Is
exactly
phone calls.
Stop.
We gotta. So we're starting
back,
to tease him back into the program. You know what I'm saying? What do you got? You about to read something, aren't you?
Yeah, I got the North Carolina. Spaz posted this in the Discord. The North Carolina. What was the North Carolina House Representative, on that post that she tweeted with the Trump beheaded like head on that stick.
Oh,
Everybody,
I didn't see that, but is that what she did? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Do you have the image?
yeah, I'll show you the image.
Shit. All right, Twiz, man. Thank you for calling in, brother.
Yeah, you know that, man. Listen, love you, boys.
We appreciate you so much, man. Yeah, and good looks on the advice on copping the foams. That's a half a size up, bro.
Come on, baby. I got you.
They say they
Anytime.
run small.
Appreciate you. All right, bro. Peace, yo.
Her name is
All right, peace.
Julie Von Hafen,
Okay.
and she's a North Carolina state representative. Here, I'll show you the image. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a good. Here, it says, in these difficult times, some cuts may be necessary, and it is like a masked head of Trump and then a masked head of somebody else with a swastika on their forehead. I don't want to get, flagged on Instagram.
Good idea.
But here's the image. Go to you, Justin.
Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Let it focus. Back it up. Keep going back. Keep going back.
I gotta go in tight.
No, I think you got to back up, bro. You got to move it back. Yeah, move it back. Put it in front of my face. It'll lock in a second.
It's too. I'm like zoomed into it.
There it is. Oh,
Up. And
damn, this is a terrible idea.
this is it was
An awful idea. Hand it to me. I'll show you how it's done.
Thank you.
Come on, bro. Let me show you. And plus, my camera, I think, is a little closer.
See if I can get you a better image of it.
So,
Yeah, even better. Get you a better image of it too.
all right. Let's see. So this is. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, I guess we'll show this real quick. Screw it.
They're not real heads. They're like masks. Oh, here it comes. He's gonna do it. Boom.
There it is. Bang. So that's not really.
Is that other one Elon? Who's that other one?
Yeah, it probably is. So anyway, so those are supposed to. They're like mannequin heads, hanging almost like they're they're severed heads.
A lot of people are upset about this. Is it because she's a politician and she's like essentially promoting the beheading of the president?
Yeah, I mean it's promoting. It's inciting violence against the president of the United States. I think that's pretty significant. I think that they should at least give her a talking to.
Yeah, it says State Representative Julie Vaughn. I hope this is the way you pronounce it. Hafen is under fire after posting a video on social media, including a protester holding a sign with an image of a guillotine and mask of what appeared to be a beheaded Donald Trump. The sign reads, "In difficult times, some cuts may be necessary." The picture was taken Saturday. Blah blah blah. She deleted her account on X, formerly known as Twitter, after criticism from the post. Damn, she really pulled back. Completely deleting an account is that's irrational, honey. I don't think PR teams told you to do that. A press release late Monday morning from the state representative party called for Apex Democrat resignation following her shocking social media post indicating support for an assassination of President Donald Trump. The post Republican Von Hafen shared do not show the judgment nor temperament of someone to hold political office. Essentially, they're saying it's unbecoming of her because she's a politician. She later on, now 15 minutes ago, this article from the same exact source just dropped, which is the News and Observer. When it's like the URL, I was like, what the hell does that say?
New sober move.
I was like, the new Sob server, what's that? She apologized. She issued an apology. I can't read the article because I've already read too many articles on their website.
Oh, so they're making you try to subscribe, which I
Yeah.
hate that.
So I can't read the apology. But listen, she apologized. Yeah, I guess crazy things are happening in politics right now. These politics are like WWE to me. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock or Booker T came fucking kicking through Trump's door to be like his new advisor on the fucking...
I know. Next thing you'll be like, okay, brother.
Yeah, Hogan comes out and I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
We're living in it. I wonder if this is how our parents felt though, because I remember like our parents being like, "Man, it's getting crazy." Is it even crazier now, or is
I
it
don't
just
know.
our turn?
I think it's just our turn. It's just like music. Like I think a lot of new music is trash, and I think the best music is when I was growing up. And I think it's just generational. That's just how it seems. It seems like the economy's the worst when you're grown up. It seems like it seems like like the political climate is unstable. It seems like drugs are at an all-time high. And then the music's the greatest. But that's just how it goes. I'm hoping that's the case because right now it feels like we're the shittiest it's ever been.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Last week to talk a little bit about the political protests / riots that are happening that were happening in LA, and they've now seemed to have expanded throughout the country. Even in conservative states like I think was it Utah, where they were also there's like it's happening in Florida, it's happening in New York. The protests are like ramping up.
Yeah. Did you see what that Florida sheriff said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play that. Can I play that real quick?
You could play
I'll
it
hold
if
my
we-
phone up to it so people can hear it. So this is a Florida sheriff because in New York and in California and stuff, they kind of let people express themselves a little bit. They're like, all right, I know you're upset. You could have 2 pairs of Timberlands and a size 10, like you could take 1 MacBook per person.
Get out tablets.
Exactly. You could stop people from going to work because none of you have jobs.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just stop people from going to work. So there's this sheriff down in Florida that I love. My phone is still hooked up via Bluetooth too, so I think I can play it.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So he's great, this guy. And there's a couple of sheriffs down there that make me kind of want to move there. They definitely make me kind of want to go down there and see what they're up to. So this is him. All right, hang on a second here.
If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway,
I'm going to go to the original.
turn violent, all right? This is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street.
Hell yeah.
If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and then jail.
Hell yeah.
If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at. Because we will kill you graveyard dead.
Graveyard
We're not
dead.
going to play. This is goddamn violent.
Dude, what?
Jesus Christ.
Dude, when you think about that, I'm like, yo, to be honest, man, when people start doing that rioting and looting, mob mentality is terrifying.
Yeah.
When people start going around a car, you see it happens at takeovers. It happens at different kind of events where that one person pulls up in a car trying to get by and then everyone's yelling, blah, 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 whatever. And then the one person kicks the door of the car.
Yep.
Next thing you know, there's people walking on, there's people kicking the sunroof in, there's people smashing the lights, breaking the windows. Like all that kind of stuff is terrifying.
Yeah.
I think as a driver, you're obligated to get out of there.
Yeah, no, 100%. Dude, your life is at risk. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when we played that video of the guy at the Manchester it wasn't Manchester, it was Liverpool.
I don't know, some
parade.
hooligans. Some hooligans going
soccer
hooliganing.
hooligans?
Some hooligans hooliganing.
Yeah, you seen that guy in a fucking Chevy Caravan ran over like 16 Liverpool fans.
Yeah, dude, and not very few crowds get as rowdy as some soccer fans.
Some Scousers?
Yeah, some Scousers who don't get no scouts.
Yeah, sorcerers don't get knocked out.
Sorcerers. Yeah, so that sheriff cracked me up. That other sheriff is funny as hell too, man. There's another one down there. This guy's from Brevard County. I think the other one is from Polk County.
Yeah, well,
Polk County,
I'll
Florida.
tell you what, though, whatever he said, it must have worked because I haven't seen nothing in the news about people rioting in Florida.
Nah, you ain't gonna go down there and come on, man. Everybody's strapped down there, bro.
He said, "We'll shoot you, graveyard dead."
Yeah, he said, we'll kill you, graveyard dead. Yo, I know when
He said, "If you spit on us, you were going to the hospital and then to jail."
yeah, and most likely get bit by one of our big, beautiful dogs. You ever see that other guy that's that I think he runs Polk County. I think he's the sheriff of Polk County. He was on one time, he was on a podcast. I saw him. I think it was the PBD podcast, and they were talking, and he had a quote. Because somebody said to him in a press conference, there was a guy that had shot a couple of their deputies. He also like killed somebody and carjacked him or something. He was crazy. This guy needed to be put down. Keep it a stack. The guy needed to be put down.
Yeah.
This guy was out of control. He was a dog that bit like 4 times.
Yeah.
All right. You got to be put down, bro.
Yeah, he was.
That's it. I know little Stacy loves you and stuff like that. You're the family dog, but you got to go.
Yeah.
We got to put you down.
Something's gotta happen.
Yeah. So this guy was out of control. And yo, they shot this dude like 68 times.
What?
Yeah. They shot him like 68 times or something. So the reporter's like, why did you shoot that man 68 times? And his sheriff said, because we ran out of bullets.
Like they would have shot him more.
Bro, they would have shot him. Bro, it would have been like one of those unlimited ammo movies like
Yeah.
Rambo. You know how he never runs out of
Never ran
bullets?
never ran out of ammo. Those sheriffs in Florida, dude, they
don't play.
They don't fuck around, dude.
I think it's the same guy. Didn't he say something else? The same guy about like burglars breaking into houses?
He was like, they were talking about an arrest that was made. He goes, we apprehended a suspect. He was running through people's houses. He said when he ran through one of the houses, we don't know which one, he was shot at by a homeowner and grazed with a bullet. He goes, and to the man who shot at the suspect, he goes, we're looking for you because not because you're in any trouble, but we want to offer you a free shooting course so that next time you shoot at somebody breaking into your house, you don't miss.
Yeah.
He said you saved the county some money.
Yeah, hell yeah. That dude's legit. I think he also said something one time where he said if somebody breaks into your home, he said, we encourage you, blow them right back out the door they came in.
Yes.
You know, you just hit him with something big, boom, and just send him right back out where he came from.
That's crazy.
I love that, though. It's your home.
Yeah, the crystal meth in Florida must be great because these guys are still running in people's houses.
Yeah, it must be something you can't live without.
Yeah, it must. That just goes to show you it's like, it has to be the best. It's got to be. There's probably not a better feeling out there.
Yeah, it's got to be.
People are known to carry guns and shoot, and they're allowed to shoot you if you get into their house, but people are still doing it
Yep.
to buy that drug.
Yep. Crank is a hell of a drug.
Goddamn.
But those sheriffs are, I wish it was like that here, man. I mean, in New York, you're not really able to truly protect yourself, the way you can in other states. I mean, I'm not a person that is advocating for craziness, for people walking around and just being cowboys. No. What I'm saying is in your home, especially, that's number one for me. Mm-hmm. You break into somebody's house. This is their home where their children are. If I'm talking from the perspective of a man, this is where my family is. This is where my wife is. This is where my kids are. It's me. I'm the one that has to hold down this family and hold down this home. And you come in here, you're not coming in here for any good reason.
Nope.
You're not coming in here to help me. You're not coming in here to donate money to me.
Nope.
You're not coming here to let me borrow a cup of sugar. Mm-mm. You broke into my home. You only intend to cause me harm, take something from me, or hurt my family.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, bro? I'll tell you what you're not doing anymore in the next couple seconds, and that's breathing, bro.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we live in a state where, if you do something to somebody, even if they're in your crib, odds are you're both going to jail.
That is insane. That if somebody breaks in your house, you're not allowed to do anything. Listen, I'll face a jury. What's that saying?
I'd rather be judged by
12?
By 12 than carried by 9 or whatever.
By 6, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know how
Judged
many
by
people
12 and
carry
carried by
It
6.
depends how big you are. A guy like me, I want 9 back there.
You want a little extra.
I want 4 on each side and one guy to keep it balanced in the back. You know what I'm saying?
You know, a little stability, a little rudder in the back.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah, and I want the XL jammy.
I
Don't
feel you
take
on
any
that.
of my organs either.
No.
I want those because if they can start bringing people back, I want to be a candidate.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Come on. You're not touching my corneas. You're not touching my retinas.
Nuh-uh.
Let me rock, bro.
Yeah, and I would like to be buried erect if they could make that happen.
Yo, listen, man. Don't worry. They'll put an implant in that puppy.
Yeah.
They'll put something in that puppy, man.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
put
man.
a rod in there. And I want the suit to be sewn around it. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever put a tablecloth over a vase and scrunch it in at the bottom?
Hell yeah, this guy wants the pinstripe special. You know what I'm saying? Wants that baby wrapped
I
up.
just don't want anybody to mistake it for a pleat or something.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. No, it's not a pleat. It's exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you think it is. Custom. Built around this thing.
I don't think that's too much to ask.
No, I don't think it's too much to ask at all. I don't think it's too much to ask at all, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. I want a zipper on the end of it. I want a zipper right on the
Yeah.
end.
Well, if people want to pay their respects,
Yeah.
it would be custom.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We want to
100%.
pay their respects. Goddamn
Yeah.
right, man. Goddamn right. It's right. It's right.
As you come by.
Do me a favor. I want you to put a trowel at my gravesite, a little shovel. Just one little shovel. You know what I'm saying? Put a little hole punch. You know what I'm saying? Put a post.
Yeah.
Just, that's it. Right there, bro. Good to go.
Got you.
Oh my God. That's hysterical.
Man.
With that convertible coffin too.
Oh, the drop top, Jamie?
Convertible joint, bro. But in the back. Back drop top,
You know, we've really lived so much longer than we've lived like over the past like 200 years.
We're going backwards though.
Are we?
Oh, yeah.
We're getting less?
Oh yeah, we're dying sooner.
No.
100%.
Where
Our
we-
life expectancy has gone down. We're one of like, I think we're the only fully developed nation, advanced nation that's gone down in life expectancy.
Oh, but that's United. Yes, Americans. Then.
Oh yeah, Americans.
I'm talking about humans.
Oh yes, humans for sure.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
we've made great leaps.
Dude, Down syndrome people are living to like their 50s now. They used to die at like 25.
They die or sooner?
Yeah, they die. So, bro, how many of them dudes you see with gray hair?
Never seen
When's the last
one.
time you seen like a Down syndrome gray hair guy playing chess or something? You don't see that.
Playing chess is wild. What, why?
All right, playing Bop It.
Yeah. What
Playing
is it-
Twister.
Yeah. What's the one you had around your ankle? You used to
Yeah, skip
Okay,
it. Skip it.
No way to do any of them to do is skip it. But what is it about Down syndrome that you die sooner?
I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know if it's like more likelihood to like run into traffic or if it's like an actual
Your
health.
parents just like your parent, because obviously if you're 50, your parents are probably a lot older and they can't take care of you no more. You think that's what it is?
Oh, that's probably what it is. And then you just, there's nobody there to tell you not to touch the stove, and then shit gets out of hand. I mean, I guess.
No, I never knew that.
No, it's true, bro.
Let's go back to something a little more fucking professional.
All right, let's do it.
Humans in general. What I was gonna say, I don't think it's crazy to believe that I could live to 120, 130. Based on the rate that we're going.
I'll tell you what, man.
But now you just told me we're going in the other way. So
Yeah, we're going the opposite direction. But if they figured out a way to like, I'm telling you, bro, what I think is it's not even organ stuff that really fucks you up when you're old. I think it's skeletal and muscular structure failure. That is like the beginning of it. And then you end up getting something, you fall, break something, or and this happens. And then, or you're just weak and you can't move. Yeah. Or you're weak and you stop moving. So your cardiac health starts to slow down, and your pulmonary function starts to slow down. I think a lot of it has to do with mobility and just being able to fucking go, and then I think there's just a lot of things. That's just part of me. I feel like go ahead. This is just a theory of mine. I think it's a lot more relevant than they give it credit for. They're always like cardiac health, cognitive health, like your brain and your thought process. But I think a lot of that's connected to your physicality and your ability to move and to lift things and move and carry your body and stay active. Because I think all that stuff stimulates your brain and your heart.
So a little bit of test.
Yeah, a little bit of test. I mean, you can't, as it looks now, like I look at a dude like Joe Rogan, and I'm like, that guy might live to 120 years old.
Hey, they say I was listening to an interview with Tom Segura on Two Bears One Cave.
Yeah.
And they were interviewing Mexican OT. They were talking about his interview with Joe, and he was saying how Joe feels like a rock. Like when you hug him, he feels so hard. And Tom Segura was saying that that Joe's never been out of shape.
Yeah, he hasn't. You see young photos of
Yeah.
him. Dude, he's been doing martial arts and shit like that since he's in his early teens.
Yeah, they said he's never been out of shape.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
But also, like, there's like a limit to how, because don't you not want, your heart is a muscle, and don't they not want you to get too fucking jacked up?
Yeah, your heart is a muscle if you do it. If you like, you know, if you get too big, your heart, I think, can enlarge and stuff like that. And then there's like not enough room in your chest cavity for optimal.
Yeah, they fucking John Q you.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, no, it's when you see somebody that's really fit, it's like, that's a person, especially a guy like that has the money, because usually they don't go hand in hand. You know, usually a person that's as fit as somebody like Joe Rogan typically doesn't have money.
Yeah.
You know, they're spending all their time being fit.
Yeah, dude, being ripped is a poor man's game. Everybody knows
Yeah,
that.
it really is, man. Come on, yo. You know what that is when you know homies from the hood that just, they always got some chicks, and it's like all they could do is sling the D and do a bunch of pull-ups on the monkey bars.
Facts. Well, they got
know?
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, you could get fit when you ain't doing shit else.
Fuck. Go ahead.
Now, we were talking about Rogan. You were probably saying, you were talking about
Have you seen that guy that they did the Netflix documentary on?
Who?
The guy he's like a billionaire, and he dedicates like all of his time and resources to just living longer, and he's already like mathematically or genetically like taken, like gone back in time, like in
Really?
terms of like his,
like, let's say he's 50. They're like, you have the body of a 32-year-old.
yeah, it's
or
like
something like that.
the everything of like a 32-year-old. Yeah.
Damn. I actually have a friend of mine who, you know, she, you know, was starting to like go up in age, and she got not very old, like younger than me, I think around like in her 30s or something. And got her, you know, she went to the OB because she wanted to have kids and stuff, and she felt like she's getting older. Yo, they said she had I think she called it the gestational reserve or something, or the, you know, her eggs, the reserve she had in her eggs was of like a 23-year-old. They
Oh,
told
nice.
her. They're like, yo, you still got an abundance. You're like a salmon over here. You got the caviar loaded
Yeah.
up in them ovaries.
Yeah.
Them ovaries ready to be served, you know, over rice. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
facts.
Ready to put them things on
Yeah, put 'em
on
on
a
a
cracker.
You know what's going through my head right now too? The conversation we had many months ago. If you're on birth control and you don't get your period, do those eggs still drop, or you just stash them off to the side? Like, is that why she has so many eggs? Because maybe she was on birth control for a while, and it's like, well, no birth control, no period, no egg drop, no period, right? Because that's where the blood is, and it's in the egg.
Oh shit, yo, bro, riddle me this. I don't really know how that works. So it doesn't drop an egg when you're on birth control. I know it stops it, but then the last pill they take in a month like forces the period,
Well,
right?
Here's what I've come to learn
This
since our
is two
previous
dumbass
conversation.
dudes trying to figure out birth control and the mechanism of action. Go ahead.
I've learned that it's not the egg, where it's not like the yolk in the egg that the blood comes from. Apparently, the blood comes from the wall in there. There's a wall in there, and it weeps.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So there's no correlation between the egg and the blood. But
No.
the no period thing, I guess the egg must go. The egg has to go.
Yeah, I think it goes, because otherwise come on, everyone's on birth control now. All these chicks would be hustling their eggs instead of doing OnlyFans.
Dude, they do that. There's
Yeah, I
egg
know,
sellers
and
out
it costs
there.
it's a lot of money. It's
Yeah.
not like us. They'll give you like $10. You're like, and they give you like freaking $25 and a gift card to Applebee's.
Dude,
and you're
eggs
like,
are
what the
worth
hell
it.
is this? Chicks will sell them, but it's a much more invasive procedure for them. They can't just shit them out.
No, they gotta go in there and fucking. They're not like.
They gotta go in there and pull them out. You know what I'm saying? They gotta harvest them.
It's not like they're milking salmon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're absolutely correct.
So-
Yeah. But I will say one thing: they get good money and they utilize all those eggs. Like they find all the good ones and they save all the good ones. It's not like with men. Like they just like, this one's good. They throw the whole specimen away. They're not pulling up single sperm. You know?
Yeah, true.
Looking for the one. They're so primitive with the men shit. They're just still probably just squirting in there.
Dude, there's no value to it. It's fool's gold. You know,
Yeah.
the chicks got the gold. We got the pyrite.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's a fact.
saying?
Yeah, it's unlimited.
Yeah, it's unlimited. Just keeps going. Come on, you kidding me? Al Pacino as like a 2-year-old. Guy's like 88 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's how it goes, bro. But yeah, interesting, man. Put that shit on a cracker.
We're at the hour.
Are we at the, look at that. We made it to the hour, guys. What do you know? Is there anything we need to catch up on the chat? Because the chat's not up on the screen.
I
Because
didn't,
somebody didn't put the chat up on the screen.
That's weird the way that happened.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Let's see. Let me check the chat. Yeah, he was right about the Bluetooth speaker.
What? Who was right about the Bluetooth speaker?
Our peer's going to be getting pregnant at 60. When Twiz called in, it was like only on the left side.
Yeah, it was. I figured maybe the phone call was coming in mono
Yes.
instead of stereo, because typically I think that's how phones come in.
Well, there is
There's a
only
mono
one
signal.
phone.
Yeah.
You're right, because you don't put phone on both sides.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. But that's
It
what
was
we
on
got.
mono, not stereo.
Master None, real quick, I want to just throw this up one more time and just remind the people. So guys, please, you guys got to check this out. It's going to be opening soon, brand new office in Comac. So make sure you guys call up if you need any kind of massage therapy. You guys just reach out, and there's going to be something going on. She's going to be accepting insurance at some point. So just speak to her first and see what's up. Inquire about the discount. Make sure you mention Masters and None podcast. You will get 10% off, and trust me, you will not regret getting a treatment over here.
People that you know that run.
So, and that's what we got. Master None podcast, episode 255. And we appreciate everybody that jumped in on the chat. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss a live episode. And if you don't, check us out on if you can't find us on your favorite audio podcast platform.
Join the Discord. Join the Discord and harass us since we place the podcast in your obscure podcast listening platform. Good night, guys.